what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Understanding the Reason. My name is Jerome Majette. I'm your host. Man, we've been getting into some really good stuff out of my book, Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It. It took me 18 years to write this book, this beautiful book. I love it. And I'm so glad that you're here so we can share what we found out as to the origin and reason we're here, right? We're in pursuit of that. Like, that's the journey. Why are we here? Why did God, who is a spirit, put us on planet Earth? Okay, so we've been talking about that. But before we get into today's lesson, we're going to shout out everybody who picks up either one of our shirts, picks up our book, sends us a selfie over at Facebook Messenger. If you send it over there, it's a lot easier if you do that. Just shoot me a quick selfie, and we'll shout you out at the end of our videos. And in fact, stay into the end so that you can see who we shouted out this time, man. We just want to show our love and appreciation for you guys being here. Also, last time that we were together, I was telling you guys about this book that I found, right? We have been talking about angels and how angels have some type of way to manifest in a material body. We don't know. It's not flesh, obviously. It's, they don't have flesh and bones and blood and stuff like we do, but somehow they can manifest in some physicality, in some physical body. And we were just talking about that in our last video. So please check that out so you can hear what we're talking about over there on that last one. But that's something that just has to be a possibility because a lot of stuff happened. Right? Our water supply came as a result of some type of cataclysmic event that took place, right? And we were talking about in our earlier videos how there was a war in heaven. Satan tried to overthrow the throne of God, and he caused 1/3 of the angels to revolt against God and try to try to take over because he wanted to be God, right? And as a result, Michael and his forces went up against Satan and his forces and defeated them, flung them to the earth. Well, Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 and 2 talk about how the earth was without form and void. There was nothing here. It was like Mars is today. And all of a sudden, it goes from being that to water, miles and miles of water. So earth was submerged in all this water. And so we were trying to figure out, okay, so how can we prove that? How can that be a reality, right? So what we came across was a book, and I messed up this gentleman's name. Please, Mr. Stephen Quayle, don't be mad at me. My mind and my mouth wasn't syncing on this one. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Stephen Quayle. His last name is spelled Quayle, and in the last video, I butchered his last name, man. My bad. Okay. But he wrote a pretty fascinating book titled Genesis 6 Giants, Master Builders of Prehistoric and Ancient Civilizations. Now, the reason why that book is important is because they have literal picture evidence of the skeletal remains of giants in this book. And they're scattered all over the place, to include the United States. So if that, understanding understanding that evidence, it proves that these angels can in fact have some kind of materiality to them, because the giants came as a result of these angels looking on this population explosion. There was a population explosion in the earth. They looked down, they saw these beautiful women, the daughters of men is how the scripture describes them, and they desired them. So they literally copulated with them. And as a result, these giants came into being. If Stephen Quayle's book is accurate, then that satisfied the evidence that we need that particular event happened. Okay, so now if that event happened, it makes sense that once the angels were flung to the earth, Satan and his followers were flung to the earth. When they struck the planet in a physical, tangible form. And as a result, cracked the water table, and the earth flooded. Now we're going to pick up our last video here. We're reading out of my book. Again, my book is titled Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It. You can pick up a copy on Amazon, and the link is in the description for both the book and for some merch. Okay, so that'll help you. So check this out. We're in a section, the manifestation of creation. Every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. A massive event happened before creation, which resulted in the earth's first global flood, as shown in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Theorists suggest a meteoric event may have been the cause for this global flood, right? Possibly an earthquake, a violent earthquake forced tectonic plates to shift, producing massive amounts of water. Or maybe Earth's oceans came from outer space. There are many speculations being offered by the scientific community. However, the Genesis account provides a narrative that a dramatic episode caused an explosion of water to cover the entire globe. As mentioned earlier, I believe the first flood was the result of God's enemies being flung to the earth like lightning, as Jesus said, supporting information recorded in Genesis chapter 6, verses 1, 2, and 4, tells us that the angels can physically materialize. Together with Jesus's eyewitness statement, it is very possible to attribute their demise to the flood of Genesis chapter 1. Also, Isaiah 14:15 tells us the enemy was cast down to the place of the dead, down to its lowest depths, as God promised they would be. For this reason, I accept what Scripture reveals. No other planet in our solar system has exposed liquid water on its surface or an atmosphere like we do, right? And then, as an example, here's an example. Scientists believe Mars has water beneath its surface. Probes confirm the rovers that are actually in operation right now provides pictures and everything and evidence that Mars has been bombarded with meteors, like meteor showers, but no water. Okay, but no water as a result. So data from the modern research shows the planets have been struck by meteors and have experienced major quakes. As an example, this happened to Mars, no water. How did we get it? How did we get water? Where did our water come from, right? So based on our need for water, it is obvious it was intentionally provided because humanity cannot survive without it. As we evaluate the Genesis account, a picture begins to emerge, offered only in Scripture, that answers this particular question and other questions about our origin. Like, where do we come from? Why are we here? Right? What is the purpose of this life? Why would God, who is a spirit, bring materiality into existence? Like, what was the purpose for it? And that's what our whole journey is about. And I'm glad that you guys are here. Let's keep going though. Realizing this, we can confidently observe God's intention revealed in Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12 through 16. Remember, he told his enemies he would cast them down to the place of the dead, in ashes, in the sight of kings. When we examine the phrase place of the dead, it clearly states his objective. Let's think this through, though. Let's think it through. Let's walk through this real quick. What did God mean by place of the dead? Where is this place? We know, according to the text, he was directing his statement to Satan and his followers. Also, we understand time and space. So time as it relates to how we know it didn't exist when he made that statement. And we're going to pick this up on our next video. But man, I'm excited that you guys are here. Thank you so very much. I can't say it enough. for showing up. Also, again, if you pick up our book and any merch and you send me a selfie over on Facebook Messenger, I'll definitely put you on the end of our video, and stay until the end. Don't just click off once the music starts to play, and really help us to celebrate the person today that we just want to show our love to. Okay, well, thank you again. God bless you guys. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.